Okay, we're back doing another video here for Feel the Mix with me, Jaimeson Durr. So we're just going to go through this track that I mixed recently. I actually recorded and mixed it um, with the help of the beautiful Pamela Parker, um, who is also another engineer, producer, and musician and all those great things. She's at Hyde Street and she's about to have her 18th anniversary party there. So we will celebrate that on May 31st of 2025, which is coming up. Okay, so let's check this out. This is a friend of mine's band, Tony Glaser and the Party. And this is a track called Funk It Up. So I'm going to play some of this and then I'll break down kind of what's going on in each element of this mix. Let's take a listen.
It's my time to get it right. I know the way, it's only mine to take. Had I before, didn't get my own. Found a way to play, gave away the game. Like you, been here too. Show up today to try again. I always succeed, even when I fail. Must get up by now, 'cause I don't know how to take the course in stride, one step at a time. Just like you're here too. I came to funk it up, you came to funk it up. Not gonna funk it up, we came to funk it up. I 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 came to funk it up. We all have a right to choose what it means for us to be free. Still going strong, glad you came along. No matter what we do, gonna keep it cool until we burn it down. 'Cause we're all on fire, light up this is just my cargo fish. 'Cause I came to funk it up, you came to funk it up. Not gonna funk it up, we came to funk it up. I came to funk it up, you came to funk it up. Not gonna funk it up, we came to funk it up. Funk it up, funk it up, funk it up. Funk it up.
All right, there you go. That is the song Funk It Up. We got some, what are the tracks we got here? It's listed in the master mix view here. Is I got some drums here at the top. I got a bass track from Mr. Tony Glaser himself, who's a badass bass player and vocalist and singer and songwriter. I got some keys here. I think that's Simon Rochester on that one. Guitars, I think, is Ben Misterka and maybe Mya. It was a while ago we did this. It's a little foggy. And then vocalists, we got a lot of course, Tony's on there and Pamela Parker And our friend Takara, she does this second verse, I believe, or maybe first verse. Yeah, I think she does the first verse. Second verse. There she is right there. So that's what we got here is some vocals. And I believe these were all recorded at Hyde St. Maybe there's a couple overdubs done here at the home studio. But yeah, a lot of it was tracked there. We can check out the drums, which are pretty happening. I really like the bridge part here where all these toms are going on. I believe this is Chris McGrew. Sometimes I put names in the comments here to figure out who is what. But I'm pretty sure that's Chris McGrew, the guy I do Drum Habit with. So let's just take a look at these drums here. I'm going to start it maybe on this verse here because it's a fade up. And I'm just going to solo the drums so you can hear those. It's pretty happening. So we got to kick in, kick out for a little boom. Snare top. The sizzle of the snare bottom. It's overheads and room mics. And if you listen carefully, I can hear a guitar in that. So that means we were recording this live. So yeah, sometimes there'll be a little bleed, but it don't matter because that guitar's in the mix and it's pretty quiet compared to how loud these drums are. You see we got a hi-hat, which is not playing right now. Oh, there it is. Check these tom drums out right here. Oops. Accidentally cut that out. Hit the wrong button. Got some gating going on that. Let's check out the toms here, or maybe check out the whole kit. Oh, we got some cowbell going on too. That's happening. Really digging what we did with the drums here. So that's that. Just going to be a quick video. Going to go to the bass and guitars and see what's going on here. We got Tony laying down here. Oh yeah, he's getting funky. You can go over a couple things that we got on the bass here. Got a few plugins on there. Looks like I started off with this Slate VMR channel strip thing. So I got like a Neve channel going on here, and then I got this Hollywood module here, which is adding some distortion. Yeah, take it off. It still sounds cool, but add it in. Adds just a little bit of crunch and grit that this funky song needs. And this is a just a fat tube compressor emulation, which is doing a little bit there. And then it goes into my favorite SSL channel strip. Not doing really an EQ on this. They're all straight up here on the left side, and then adding a little bit of compression here. And that's it for that. And then I'm adding some of this good old Sans amp. And turn that off. Ooh. Sounds cool, but we wanted a little grittier. That seems to fit better in the track. And then I got a little CLA bass, just doing a little stereo widening, adding a little bit of growl, a little spank on the compression and bark on the top end. Let's take that out for a minute. Wow, that makes a big difference. It just sounds fatter and wider to me. Just sits in the mix great. We got some keyboards. Let's see what Simon's doing on the keys here. Yeah, we got a cool B3 emulation there. Then a clav. That's pretty happening. Like that. Just a little funky sparse stuff. Let's see what we got going on with the guitars here. I think this is This has been Misterka. Let me see if I put anything in the notes. Sometimes I put stuff in the comments over here, but nope, I wasn't doing that. But that's a good idea, is that over here in the comment section, you write people's names in here. Like I'm just going to put Ben. And see if maybe that was him. I'm just guessing, but that's how you do it. That way you remember who played what on what track, and it will be easier for doing album credits. Give everybody credit that played on the record. They deserve that. Okay, so those are the guitars. We have some other little overdubs here. Oh, that's the fade up, so not really hearing that. But here. That's the melody line for the chorus there. That's a cool little idea there. Okay, so what other tracks we got? We got loads of vocals. That's the next bank here. As you can see, I'm just scrolling and scrolling. Lots of vocals. Start with this first verse here and see what Peep's doing.
It's my time to get it right. I know the way.
So we got the two girls and Tony singing on this first verse here. So let's expand that out and solo each one of these. So this is Tony.
It's my time to get it right. I know the way. It's only mine to take. Have lied before.
So it looks like I just have a little bit of reverb and slapback delay on his vocals. Trying to keep it kind of dry. It's not a big ballad, so we're keeping it tight and dry. Let's see what else I got. I got this one plugin on here, which is actually 7 plugins. So, or 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plugins. Not using the middle sibilance one, but this is the Waves Studio Rack, or it used to be called Studio Rack. It's now called Studio Verse, and I've been really enjoying their layout here because I can stack all these plugins and save it as a preset, and not have to load in all those plugins because I would have to add more insert views to view that, and that would be kind of messy to have to click through all that. So I just have one here. It's got some macros over here on the left where I can just access some of those plugin parameters out here, not even have to open it. But have a little NLS channel thing here, a little SSL thing on Tony's vocal, a little EQ. I always bump a little low mids there since male vocals have a lot of that, as you can probably hear in my voice. Then I put it into the CLA Blue Stripe 1176, which I absolutely love on vocals. It's got a really clear, bright sound. Then it's going through this Pultec. I'm adding a little bit of 8K boost here and adding a little bit of 60 hertz, but I'm also taking away 60 hertz, so it gives it a little bit of a tuck and bump so that you can get a little bit of low end but not make it muddy. Going through the Sheps Omni channel, looks like I'm doing a little bit of harmonic distortion in the top. I'm doing a little bit of de-essing at 4.5K, and doing I've got the EQ on here, but it's not doing anything. All the gains are flat. Adding a little bit of optical compression at the end there, and then I got the Silk plugin, and this just kind of tucks in some stuff. We can kind of see what it's doing here.
It's my time.
Mostly use it as a de-esser here.
Get it right. I know the way. It's only mine to take.
Yeah, it kind of pushes him forward a little bit. Then I got the MV2. It's just a vocal limiter on the end. It's got some low level, high level things, so it's pushing up from the bottom and pushing down from the top, so it's really giving it just a narrow dynamic range so you can hear all the articulation and hear what he's singing, and also getting him to cut through the layers of vocals and drums and instruments that are on this track. So that's kind of like the vocals. It's basically everybody else has kind of got the same sort of settings on there, just fine-tuned for each vocalist. And then we can look at, oh yeah, I got more vocals down here. There's all these backing vocals and harmonies and stuff. We're thick with vocals here. Matter of fact, let's maybe go to the first chorus and see what we got here, because we have a gang of people. There's 4, 5, 6. I only got 6 vocals on the chorus. Not so bad. I think the next chorus or the last chorus has got some more vocals on it. Oh yeah, we're deep. We got layers of Pamela Parker. Got about 6 layers of her, and some Takara, and some more of our other friends in here doing a group vocal. Let's just hear that last chorus here, and it's all soloed up so we can hear it.
'Cause I came to funk it up. You came to funk it up. Not gonna fuck it up. Goes. We came to funk it up.
And the music.
I came to funk it up. You came to funk it up. Not gonna fuck it up. We came to funk it up.
There you go. We can kind of look at some of the effects I'm using here. I got sends off each vocal. One goes into this reverb plugin from Slate Digital. It is a Verb Suite Classic, and this is an emulation of a 480 reverb. It's on the A plates. I guess it's a CLA preset. Always loved his mixes, so I use a lot of his presets. He just knows how to get a good sound. Then it's going into this other Slate released plugin here, Repeater. And I think I have this on the, oh, there you go again. I have it on the CLA-ish tape delay. So it's set to about 100 milliseconds on one side and 120 on the other side. So it's kind of got this, it's just slightly offset on the left and the right. So it gives it this more of a stereo spread sound to it. So that's what I got going on the vocal slap. And then I have this M shift. This is kind of like a chorus plugin. No, I'm not ready to buy that yet. And I'm just doing a little bit of stereo widening with that. And then the last one is this Sound Toys Echo Boy. And I just have this syncing to the tempo of the song here. And I got it on quarter note delays. And so that's got some cool stuff on it. We can solo up Pamela's vocal on the end here, and you can hear all the delays that we put on that.
Funk it up.
Yep, and she just keeps going and going, and that just kind of gets mixed into the song and makes it sound really cool. So that's the vocals. What else do we have to talk about? Maybe the master bus and see what's making this thing look like a big fat sausage here. I've got quite a few plugins on the mix bus here. Let's take a look and see what we got. First thing I do is console emulation. So this is emulating an SSL console. This is from our buddies at Waves. Really love the sound of their plugins. They got some really good engineers over there creating some really authentic sounding stuff. So this is giving it a little bit of SSL flavor as if this was going through the mix bus of a real analog console. Then the next one is this EQ that I put on the whole mix. And the way this is laid out is this is a little bit of a high top shelf boost at 12K. And then the other side over here is a boost at 60 hertz. And then I have the attenuation at the bottom, just kind of tucking it in. It's kind of like a Pultec style EQ where you can attenuate and boost the same frequency. And it does some really cool stuff. And then I have this mid boost here at, what frequency we got here? About 4K at a bell curve. And this, I find, always helps bring out the vocals a little bit more. Maybe we should hear some of that. Let's go to that chorus and just listen and A-B this in and out. Put the vocals back in.
Funk it up. You came to funk it up. Not gonna funk it up.
Oh, yeah.
We came to funk it up. I came to funk it up.
Yeah, it's just a little bit clearer with that in. I definitely notice a big difference just on my headphones here, but it's doing some cool stuff. Let me A-B that again.
Funk it up. You came to funk it up. Not gonna funk it up. We came to funk it up. I came to funk it up. You came to funk it up.
I'm thinking maybe we'll just add a little bit more low end.
Funk it up. You came to funk it up.
Oh, there we go.
Not gonna funk it up. We came to funk it up.
And as I like to do sometimes in these videos is just crank it so you know what I'm doing. It might be too subtle to hear, but let me try cranking this and you'll hear that 60 hertz. It's probably going to blow up the other plugins down the chain and make it sound distorted, but you'll get an idea. That's adding a lot of kick and bass. I'm going to leave it right there, and that's going to sound cool to me. And then here's the top shelf. Got that at 27. Yep, that sounds good to me right there. Okay, let's move to the next plugin. This is a SSL style bus compressor, and I've tried a lot of them. There's a lot of them out there. And this one, I particularly just love the sound of this one. And the hardware one that I use in the studio, these are kind of my settings, is the attack is at 10 milliseconds, the release is at 0.3, 4-to-1 ratio. And I try to keep this meter in between around 2, under 4. So let's see what that's doing. Perfect. Take it out. Yeah, I'm finding that just glues things together a little bit more with that. Okay, and then the next step is I got more compressors in line. These I kind of like more for color. They're not doing much. And it's again, look, I have another CLA Rock preset for this. So let's A-B that one. Yep, just pulls things a little bit more forward. That's what I like with that one. Okay, next one, it goes into another Slate plugin, and this is a tape emulation. I really love their tape emulations on this. They just nailed it. So this is like a two-channel, like what you would print your mix to. And I like what it kind of does to the bottom end. I'm using a half-inch 2-track setting. I guess there is a 16-track setting as well, but I like the sound of the half-inch 2-track. And I'm using the FG9 tape formula, as I always loved the sound of that in the studio when I did used to use analog. Always loved the sound of 30 IPS. It's a little more hi-fi, and I'm just leaving the bias normal. And I try to get these meters close to 0. This has got a nice feature where you can turn it up and turn it down at the same time. The inputs and outputs are linked, which is pretty awesome. So you can get it balanced just right without changing the volume. So let's see where this is setting, and I'll bypass this, and you'll hear a big difference between on the low end with this. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, then we have this black box from Plugin Alliance, and what this is doing is adding just a little bit of harmonic distortion, bringing some things out and making it sound cool. You know, if I was mixing a nice orchestra track, I might not use this, but because this is kind of a rock track, we like to add a little bit of grit and dirt to it, and it's a funky rock track, so we got to add some of this into it. So I'll bypass this in and out. Yep, that's definitely adding some clarity that I like. Next thing it goes into is this BX Control V2. Another plugin from Plugin Alliance, and this one I like because I'm just at the end, I'm doing a little bit of stereo widening at 111%. 100% would be basically no widening, so I'm going a little bit wider outside of the normal range, and I'll A/B that one. I don't know if it's going to be as easy to tell on this one. This is a kind of a subtle thing, but I like kind of what it does is just makes the mix just a little bit wider. So let's try to A/B that one. So I'm noticing that the vocals get a little bit wider and clearer. So I think it helps that lead vocal come through and those backing vocals are a little wider. That's the first thing I heard. Okay, our last plugin in the chain is this another Slate digital plugin. Absolutely love this one. This is just kind of a mastering emulation. And turns out the mastering guy that I send my stuff to, he uses this same plugin when he masters. But of course, I turn this off before I send it to him because he'll do a better job. This is just to send to the client. I like to send mixes, you know, at a competitive level because a lot of people are going to be comparing this to other songs they know that they hear that are already mastered on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever their streaming platform is, or maybe their turntable or whatever. But this gets it up to the kind of industry standard level. And I use a couple of plugins to test that. This one has some LUFS metering at the bottom, and I try to keep it around 9. But let's bring up this Waves plugin, and this will show what that's doing. If I bypass this plugin, it's going to be a drastic drop in volume. I do have this button over here called constant gain monitoring, which won't change that, but it's going to keep it on the lower side. And we've already been hearing this at pretty loud level. But I will A/B it so you can see how much it turns it up. And then hopefully this thing over here on the left where it says no anchor, that should say, you know, around -9. So let's see what we got. Bypass. So there you go. That's kind of the quick little video I'm doing about this song, Funk It Up from Tony Glaser and the Party. This will be out soon, so look out for that. Funk It Up from Tony Glaser. I'm out. See you next time.